Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you're well, I hope you're happy, I hope you're loving life. Welcome to the video. My name is Tommy Lou, and I'm doing something a little bit differently today. I want to talk about something serious, mental health. Now, I've wanted to make this video for a long time, and I've never really been sure if I should. I've always known that I should make it, but I wanted to make it at the right time, and I always kind of thought around the 500 subscriber mark, but just because I wanted it to actually be able to reach people, because I genuinely think it's important. Typically, I make videos about Pokemon, and so this is a bit of a change of pace for me, so I'm sorry if it's a kind of a strange video. I was recently doing a video with my friend Baker, and we ended up kind of having a brief chat about mental health in it, and it got me thinking that I should make my video now. I want to. I feel comfortable. I feel at the stage where I can. Now, mental health is probably at a point where it's more dangerous than it's ever been. It's been dangerous for a long, long time, but with the year that's just passed, with lockdown seeming like it's never going to end, it plays on your mind, and not in a good way. I just want to say off the bat that I'm not trying to claim that I've had the worst experiences ever. I'm not trying to give you a sob story. I just want to do my best to voice my dealings with mental health, because I feel like it's something that people need to be able to talk about, because as much as it's easy to say talking about your feelings helps, it really does, it's a lot harder for someone to actually do that if they're not used to it. So I'm hoping by me making this video talking about my interactions with mental health will help someone else talk to someone, whether it's if your username's anonymous and you want to just write it in the comments, whether you want to go, you know what, I'm going to call my best friend and I'm just going to let them know how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling that way. I just hope that it provides some help. Anyway, here we go. For those who don't know me, I talk about this a lot in streams and videos, but for the past 3 years, I was living in China. I was teaching English, and I was having a good time. I had a lot of things going well. I had a well-paid job. I had a fun lifestyle. I had plenty of friends. I had a nice apartment. Things were all really good. And at the beginning of 2020, I came back to England on a 2-week holiday, and that 2-week holiday became a year-long holiday because of the pandemic. Of course, it outbroke, and I couldn't return for obvious reasons. And then when it spread across the world, where it eased up on one side, it worsened in the other, which still meant I could have returned. And I was receiving increasing pressure to return from my company. Of course, understandably, I work for them, they want me back, but my family were also very concerned, and they didn't want me to travel. So I chose to listen to my family, and I chose to stay. But in doing that, it meant I lost everything I had. And that might sound dramatic, but it was how it felt, and it is kind of true. I lost my job, I lost my apartment, I lost some friends, a relationship. Everything just came to an end, and there wasn't a whole lot I could do about it. And to make it worse, I was cooped up in a house and I couldn't leave because we were in lockdown. The trouble is, when you're in this situation, you can't easily talk to someone, and you don't just want to message someone with your problems because you don't want to be a burden on that person. So then you just start to think about things over and over again in your head. And you start thinking the worst, and your brain does terrible things. It thinks terrible things. And that's sort of where I was at. I was having some very bad thoughts because there was a time when I thought things were going so bad. What's the point? But then I spoke to a friend. He reached out to me because he knew that I had been, he knew the situation I was in, and he just asked me how I was feeling, and I was honest. I thought, you know what, I feel so bad inside of myself. I'm just going to talk to my friend. I've known him for years. I feel I can speak to him. And when I told him, he was really surprised because he had no idea. And he was really apologetic, bless him, because he said that he felt bad that he had let me get to that stage. But of course, like no one's to blame. No one's to blame for mental health. But sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. He felt really bad, and he said, and he just told me that I should never think that way. I should never think those things, and you should never do anything, because he said, like, he would be devastated if I had ever done something to myself. He said, it's totally selfish, but like, how dare you, you know? Like, he was like, you're my friend. I love you. Like, how could you do that? Like, I would be devastated if. Sorry for the back and forth cuts. This is I thought this would be a little bit tricky to say, but it's tough. But like I say, I'm doing this to try and encourage others who are having hard feelings that it's okay to express yourself, and you should. So he told me that he would be devastated if I was no longer here. And then he said, think of your family. Which I did, and then I thought, and it's funny because even though, like, you know people care, or you might think no one cares at the time because you stop caring, but people do, and that's why it's important to talk to people, the people that you're closest with, because they will tell you the truth. I spoke to other people as well, and honestly, someone made me promise. People made me promise that I wouldn't do anything bad, and it's funny that as that sounds, that's probably the reason why nothing bad happened, because I thought if I do go to that extreme, the last thing I would be doing is letting someone down. Someone that I do care about, and I didn't want to do that. And that's why I wholeheartedly believe that talking to someone is so important, because they make you see things, they give you a commitment that you have to hold to. After speaking to them, after voicing my problems, after talking to people and voicing my problems, I realized it was such a weight off my chest, because I've been holding it inside of me and on top of me. It was finally a weight lifted, and even though nothing was solved, I was still unemployed. I was still living back at home in the same room I was when I was 15, at 26 years old. You know, life wasn't good, but I felt lighter, and I started to see some positives. So I started to make some life changes. I started eating better. I started doing exercise, which gave me so many, up my endorphins, which added to more positivity. Then I set myself a challenge, a goal to try and reach. I tried to, and I did it. I lost, I think I lost like 13 kilograms in 11 weeks or something. I lost a load of weight. I felt better. Then I felt better physically. I felt better mentally. And as soon as I started talking to people. And that's the thing, that these people I spoke to, they kept checking up on me, which meant the world to me. They were saying, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Feel free to talk to me. And then they loved to hear the progress that I was making, which added to that. And the better I felt, and then I just tried to stay positive, and then good things started to happen. I then managed to get myself another job. I've now moved out of my parents' house again. And life is getting better. And I just want anyone to know who's watching this that if you're having trouble with mental health, you're not alone. I still have dark thoughts. I still worry about things. And there are other people out there who are still really struggling. Like, far worse than me. I've been incredibly lucky, and I know that. But I just want to make this abundantly clear. Please, if you are having trouble, talk to someone. If you're watching this video and you just suspect that someone's not quite right, not feeling great, share this video to them. Encourage them to talk. Or even if you don't want to make it obvious, don't encourage them to talk, but them watching this might just let them know that it is okay to talk. I don't know if a stranger on the internet talking about their issues is going to help, but I wanted to do something. I used to be one of those people that I never believed in mental health. I thought it was an excuse for people to not do stuff, and I hate myself for that. I don't hate myself because, again, that's like negativity that I try to avoid, but it's such a silly line of thought that is not true. Mental health is dangerous. And the more that we're locked away in our homes and on the internet, the worse it's going to get for a lot of people, because there are people out there who don't care about anyone, not even themselves, and they will set out to make other people's lives a misery, and we cannot listen to those people. You need to talk to the people you are closest with. I also try to be creative. I started YouTube. I started doing this, and I've met some incredible people doing it. And whenever I'm having an issue, I now have a new group of people that I can talk to and relate to and have fun with. And if they're having a bad day, they'll tell us and we'll try and make it better. So the internet, as much as the internet's dangerous, it's also, if you surround yourself by the right people, it can be a good thing. People love you. People care about you. I was lucky enough to be told that people love and care about me. I feel like I'm rambling. Just know, if you are struggling with anything, you can reach out to people. People will not be burdened. People will not be burdened by you. They will want to help you. Myself included. The feelings that I went through, I never want to experience ever again. And I don't want anyone else to experience them either. So if you do have those feelings, feel free to reach out to me at any time. You can find me on Discord. You can join my Discord server. We can talk. We have a nice group of people there. It's a safe place. Again, I'm not saying that my problems are the worst in the world. I just thought that I might not have even articulated them very well, but I just wanted to put a video out there to try and help someone else. And if this didn't help anyone, I apologize. I genuinely believe the most important thing we can do to solve mental health is to talk and make it public. Take the weight off of your shoulders. You don't have to carry everything alone. The world is here with you. Again, if you did find this video helpful in any way, I'm glad. Please feel free to write in the comments and let me know what you thought. Be respectful of other people. Again, share this to anyone you think might need it or might find helpful. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I've been your boy, Tommy Lou, and I'll see you in another time.